The tale of the Mary Celeste is one that refuses to be forgotten. A ship found adrift, seaworthy and well-provisioned, yet its captain, crew, and even passengers all vanished without a trace. For over 150 years, historians and sailors alike have asked the same question. What happened on the Atlantic in 1872? This isn't just a story of an abandoned vessel. It's a haunting puzzle carved into maritime history.
The sea has always been a stage for mysteries, but few have captured the world's imagination like the case of the Mary Celeste. In December of 1872, this American merchant brigantine was found drifting aimlessly in the Atlantic Ocean. Her sails were partly set, her cargo intact, and no sign of struggle or disaster was visible. Yet not a single soul remained aboard. Her captain, crew, and even a young child had vanished into thin air. The ship had departed New York in late November, bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying a cargo of industrial alcohol. Captain Benjamin Briggs, a seasoned mariner, commanded the voyage with his wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia on board. The crew, carefully chosen, was experienced and trustworthy. By all accounts, this was to be a routine crossing of the Atlantic, yet what unfolded would become one of history's most enduring maritime enigmas. On December 5, 1872, the British ship Dei Gratia spotted a vessel drifting off the coast of the Azores. At first glance, the ship seemed in decent condition, sails flapping lazily in the wind. When Captain David Morehouse ordered a boarding party, what they found would chill them to the bone. The ship was none other than the Mary Celeste, and she was utterly abandoned. Inside, the boarding crew discovered an unsettling scene. The galley was stocked with provisions, plenty of food and fresh water remained. The sailors' belongings and Captain Briggs's personal effects were untouched. The ship's logbook recorded normal entries up until November 25th, just days before discovery. Yet strangely, the lifeboat was missing, as if the crew had departed voluntarily, though no distress signal was ever given.
That is what makes this case so extraordinary. Everything was in order. Food, water, cargo. There was no storm damage, no evidence of mutiny or piracy. It looked as if the crew had simply stepped off the ship mid-journey and never returned.
Why would an experienced captain and crew abandon a perfectly seaworthy vessel in the middle of the Atlantic? Some speculated storms, but there were no signs of damage to the hull. Others suggested piracy, but the cargo and valuables were all untouched. Was it mutiny? If so, why was there no evidence of violence? The mystery only deepened the more investigators searched for answers. The most haunting theory centered around the cargo itself: 1,700 barrels of raw alcohol. A leak could have filled the ship with noxious fumes, convincing Briggs the vessel might explode. Perhaps in a desperate attempt to wait out the danger, the crew evacuated into the lifeboat, tethered by rope. But if the line had snapped, they would have been cast adrift, leaving the Mary Celeste to wander the seas alone. Yet no conclusive evidence of this has ever been found.
The alcohol fume theory has long been debated. While it could explain a hurried evacuation, there was no sign of explosion. No fire damage, nothing that suggested the ship had been on the verge of disaster. It is an explanation that feels close, yet leaves too many questions unanswered.
Mary Celeste.
For years, rumors swirled. Some whispered that supernatural forces had intervened, that the ship was cursed or haunted by phantoms of the deep. Tales of ghostly figures seen aboard the drifting vessel spread in seaports across the Atlantic. Sailors, a superstitious breed, were reluctant even to speak the name Mary Celeste. When the ship was eventually brought into Gibraltar, Maritime courts investigated the matter extensively. Judges pored over testimony, logs, and the condition of the ship, but no definitive conclusion could be reached. The legal proceedings themselves only added to the aura of mystery, leaving more questions than answers.
The Mary Celeste has become less a case to be solved and more a symbol of the unknowable. Every explanation, be it storms, mutiny, fumes, or the supernatural, contains holes. That, perhaps, is why the mystery endures. It resists closure. The ship drifts not only through the Atlantic of 1872, but through our imaginations, forever half in shadow. In that way, the Mary Celeste is less a wreck and more a ghost story we keep telling ourselves.
Even stranger, the Mary Celeste continued sailing for years under new captains, as though carrying the burden of her dark reputation. None could erase the stain of her infamous voyage. Mariners whispered that she was a ship of death, cursed to bring ruin to anyone who owned her. And indeed, her later career was plagued by misfortune until she was deliberately wrecked off the coast of Haiti in 1885. But the legend did not sink with her. Writers, journalists, and storytellers seized upon the enigma. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, penned a fictionalized account that only inflamed public fascination. The story of the Mary Celeste grew beyond fact into the realm of folklore, ensuring her place as the most famous ghost ship in maritime history. And so the Atlantic still holds her secrets. No wreckage of the missing lifeboat was ever discovered. No bodies ever washed ashore. The fate of Captain Briggs, his family, and crew remains an unsolved puzzle, suspended in time like the ship herself drifting endlessly across the waves. Even today, when modern ships pass through the waters where the Mary Celeste was found, sailors sometimes speak in hushed voices. They say the sea remembers, that on foggy nights you might glimpse the silhouette of a ghostly brigantine on the horizon. Silent, empty, and forever searching for the souls who vanished without a trace.